59% of people use the same password everywhere.
Hey Jim, I understand you're looking into a story about people's good password habits or lack thereof. What can you tell me about that one?
Yeah, lack thereof is right. I saw this blog post. It actually came out a few months ago, and the headline on the blog post was 59% of people use the same password everywhere. It turns out that the folks at LogMeIn, who now own LastPass, did a survey, and they published a report about it, and there's a whole lot more info actually in the report than is in the blog post. Yeah, there were some really frightening statistics. Even stories about password breaches don't seem to change people's behavior. 53% haven't changed password in the last 12 months, even after a breach in the news. The really frightening statistic to me was that even if their own account was hacked, only 55% would update the password for it.
To me, that's just ludicrous. You know that your password's been stolen, and yet you're still like, whatever. And I find that to be really surprising that people would have that kind of opinion.
It's an interesting report, and I actually highly recommend that people go out and look at it. The title of the report was "The Psychology of Passwords: Neglect is Helping Hackers Win."
It's interesting that people aren't really understanding the need for password managers. There seems to be so easy. They're free.
Right.
The major players all have them. Besides, obviously, you could use an Apple one on your phone. You can. It's interesting that people haven't really pursued that. Was there any information about the use of those password managers or who uses them?
In their survey, I think it was like 16% of folks were using password managers, which the survey probably self-selects a little on the high side. They're not going to survey my parents, for example. So the number in the general population is probably less than that, but they're easy to use these days, and you can generate completely random passwords. I highly recommend them, especially if you additionally enable two-factor authentication to your password manager.
Yeah. I mean, it's really mind-boggling that people haven't picked up on the benefits of having complex passwords on every single site.
We know, obviously, that there's been so many breaches. So you find your username and your password, and those bad guys then can use that to use them into your bank or to get into your email account or to countless other things if you're always using the same password.
62% of people said they reuse the same password between work and personal email.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. Don't tell your company that you work for that you do that. So if your accounts and passwords for things in your personal life get taken, and somebody can figure out what that might be in a work setting, especially for VPN credentials and whatnot to get into some corporate network, and it has the same sort of password schema, or maybe the same password, that could be a real problem. It could open a company open for risk. All right, interesting story. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, and hopefully maybe some people will have a little bit better password practices in the future because of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we hope.
All right, thanks, Jim.